Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
First at 6, breaking news in New Haven. Police are investigating after they say someone shot and killed a 15-year-old boy. Thanks for staying with us at 6. I'm Bridget Bjorlo. This happened on Greenwood Street, right near Legion Avenue. That's where you find Fox 61's Sarah Sanchez. She's live in New Haven. Sarah, what can you tell us?
A 15-year-old, it has been confirmed shot and killed here in the Hill neighborhood of New Haven. There's a lot of police activity here. So this is Greenwood Street where the investigation is taking place, and this is a Legion. It's a relatively quiet residential area, as you can see here. We don't know a lot about exactly which home police are looking at other than what we can see here on scene. It looks like police are looking outside a home. It's a 2-story multifamily residence there. They have some evidence markers in the road. Looks like possibly some shell casings, but the call came in this afternoon to New Haven police. They arrived on scene here. We don't know a lot about exactly if there are any suspects at this time, if they are looking for anyone. We are waiting to hear more from the police department. They should be arriving soon to give us some more idea of what happened here. Just to give you an idea of the neighborhood, though, this is the Hill neighborhood. Quiet, as I mentioned. It looks like a lot of people are returning home from work right now, slowly asking, police to escort them to their homes. At the end of the street is a church. I know that New Haven has been working over the past few years to really cut down on teen crime here. There were 2 tragic deaths at the end of last year that really shook the community here of New Haven, and I know that the mayor has been working a lot with other community leaders to bring down some of those crime numbers with the youth. So we're hoping that the mayor does show up so that we can ask him what he believes the city could be doing to help some of those youth when it comes to crime here in the city of New Haven. We're also hoping to learn more about that victim, and I'm sure we will within the next couple of days, also to learn more about any possible suspects. We'll stay on scene until we get some of those details for you. Reporting live in New Haven, Sarah Sanchez, Fox 61.
Yeah, Sarah, youth violence has been such an ongoing issue in New Haven and elsewhere. More disturbing that it happened in the middle of the day. It is spring break in that area, so something to consider as well. Turning now to more breaking news. For the first time ever, we're hearing from the Waterbury man who says his stepmom held him captive for more than 20 years. Fox 61's Angela Bavaro is in Waterbury with his first public statement.
The man goes by S in a statement to protect his identity. He says choosing a new name is the first of many choices he will make for himself now. He says he's speaking out to begin the process of reclaiming his life and to have a say in how his story is told. S started his statement by describing how he got to this point. He wrote, quote, "I am a survivor of more than 20 years of captivity and domestic abuse. I was held prisoner in my home from the time I was taken out of the 4th grade at age 11 until 2 months ago at age 31 when I purposely set the fire that helped set me free." S shared how he's doing today. He wrote, "I am much better and stronger than I was the day the first responders carried me out of my home. I am beyond grateful for the care I have received since then. To all the healthcare professionals who have helped and nurtured me, thank you. In addition to all of your care, I appreciated the chance to have my first ever birthday party to celebrate turning 32. I am grateful to the conservator and my attorney who will help guide me through the legal process ahead." Looking ahead, S wrote, quote, "Much has already been said that tells part of the story of the abuse I endured. Someday, perhaps, my whole story will be told. I ask everyone involved in my story to fully cooperate with the authorities who are helping me seek justice for these crimes. I also ask the public and the media to respect those investigations and my privacy as this process plays out. This is not just a story, it's my life. Thank you for all your thoughts and messages, your support and continued prayers as I recover." We have reached out to the attorney who represents S's stepmother, Kimberly Sullivan, for comment on this statement, but have not heard back yet. We'll have more on this coming up tonight at 10 and 11 o'clock. Reporting in Waterbury, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61.
All right, Angelo, thank you. You will find more coverage of both of these breaking news stories on our free Fox 61 News app. Use the QR code you see on your screen here to download it or go to fox61.com 24/7. Let's get a check on the forecast now with meteorologist Deshawn Robinson, who's been tracking rain just in time for the evening drive. Deshawn, who's getting it the hardest right now?
Right now, the eastern parts of the state, like New London and parts of Windham counties now we're tracking some showers and storms across the state, but these showers should quickly push out within the next hour or two. We have this line of storms that is moving through parts of New London County. This line is starting to weaken, but still expect some heavy rain, gusty winds, and small hail with this line. Our temperatures are starting to fall as the cold front is moving to the east. We're seeing 50s across the state, still some 60s for those of you in the eastern parts of the state. Now, the winds are still strong out there. These gusty winds will continue into the overnight hours. Right now, stations are reporting gusts up to 30 and 40 miles per hour. Tomorrow, our winds will become increasingly strong as we head into the afternoon with those gusts nearing 35 miles per hour. I'll have a closer look at the remainder of the week coming up in my full forecast. Bridget?
Okay, Deshaun, we'll check back in just a little bit. Thank you. Also breaking tonight, this time out of Dallas, Texas, where a high school went into lockdown this afternoon after at least 3 people were shot there. Our sister station in Dallas says the incident happened just after 1 p.m. The suspect has been identified, but they are not in custody. 4 total people have been hospitalized, 3 between the ages of 15 years old and 18. Their conditions range from non-life-threatening to serious, so something we'll be watching closely. Stay with us through the news at 10 and 11. Tonight, people in Hartford are calling for an end to violence after a 17-year-old boy was shot and killed over the weekend. The teen's death is the city's 5th homicide this year alone. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules spoke with advocates about the changes they'd like to see.
Hartford police arrested a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old boy in connection with the murder of 17-year-old Chevron Wilson.
Absolutely brokenhearted, because you realize at that moment 3 families just lost their loved one.
Reverend Henry Brown says Hartford is no stranger to gun violence. He says the ages of the victims seem to be getting younger and younger.
You ask the question why. You ask the question why did they get those guns? What are they doing with guns in the first place at 14 and 16 years old?
Officers responded to reports of a shooting on Weathersfield Avenue at Barker Street Sunday morning. When they got there, they found 17-year-old Chevron Wilson unresponsive. Police and medics tried to save him. Wilson was pronounced dead at the hospital. Later that day, officers arrested 2 other teens and charged them with felony murder. Henrietta Beckman, the president of Mothers United Against Violence, says she's terrified for children in the city. She says it seems like kids are influenced by bad role models and bad behaviors.
The young man that was shot, he was only 17, and then be killed by a 14 and a 16-year-old, allegedly. It's just unfathomed that our young people are resorting to taking lives at such a young age when this is really the beginning of their lives.
Victoria Pins has lived in Hartford for most of her life. She says she finds the young ages of the suspects one of the most concerning things about this case.
Life is not to be taken, gunned down. We're supposed to die of natural causes. So that really saddens me because that's so young to have no, sense of life's value.
Reverend Brown hopes to see more intervention from city leaders, officers, and school districts to encourage young people to stay away from guns.
I'm hoping that it's a wake-up call for all of us, that we need to do more for the youth here in Hartford to take those guns out of their hands.
As of now, it's unknown if the 2 teens will be charged as adults. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thank you. And a new study finds U.S. emergency room doctors treat a shocking amount of gunshot wounds. Researchers from the CDC found emergency room doctors treat a gunshot wound every half hour. For the study, researchers analyzed ER gun injury visits that took place between January 2018 and August 2023. And this happened in 9 states plus the District of Columbia. Researchers say this was the largest study so far to investigate patterns of firearm injuries related to different times of day, week, and year. The results are useful for hospitals and police as they can use these findings to beef up staff during periods when more gun violence can be expected.
And so on behalf of my Senate Republican colleagues, I am walking out on this vote. I will not allow my constituents to be complicit in what has occurred here. It is awful.
That was State Senate Minority Leader Stephen Harding before today's Senate vote to renominate Pura Chair Marissa Gillette. Harding and fellow Republicans left the chamber in protest to what they call a flawed process and misguided policy priorities. Even without the GOP votes, though, Gillette sailed through the Senate vote today to another 4-year term. Critics have raised concerns about her ability to be impartial. They argue she can be hostile toward the utility company she's tasked with regulating while still not doing enough to bring sky-high energy costs down for ratepayers. Harding and fellow Senate Republicans also criticized the process on getting Gillette's confirmation through the committee. They claim there's a backroom deal between Governor Ned Lamont and Democrats. They say one of the deals included giving State Senator John Fonfara a seat on Pura's board, and that, they say, in exchange for voting Gillette through the committee level. Republicans say they wanted more answers before Gillette's nomination, and today, a Democratic State Senator Bob Duff responded to those corruption claims.
All the questions that the Republican leaders have asked, the chair has answered very quickly, very efficiently, and very thoroughly. So I'll let them make the accusations. But as far as I know, they haven't been able to. They've made accusations, but there's really no evidence to back up their accusations.
State Senate Republicans also spoke out after walking out on Gillette's renomination vote. Listen to what they have to say.
Today's walkout was one reason and one reason only. We're not okay with what is allegedly been reported from the governor's office in regarding to offering allegedly people jobs for their yes vote on certain nominations on the backs of ratepayers. That's where we draw the line, and we say we're not going to pretend this is normal. We're not going to normalize this.
As for State Senator Fonfara, a vote on his nomination has yet to happen. The Senate also will vote to approve the nomination of former State Representative David Arconti as Pura Commissioner. Governor Lamont released a statement moments following these votes. He says, quote, "I am glad that the Senate agreed that these nominees have the impartial, fair, and skilled qualifications needed to oversee the regulating of Connecticut's public utility sector. I appreciate the diligence of the Executive and Legislative Nominations Committee co-chairs Senator Bob Duff and State Representative Julio Concepcion, and assuring that this nomination process was thorough and professional," end quote.